What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. You guys really liked the My First series, so I figured I would continue it today by telling you guys about my first job. And I've only really had two real jobs because, I don't know, I'd rather surf CSGO and tell stories on the internet than work a real job. So, you know, my first job was at a grocery store. And when I say it was a bad job, I mean it was a pretty bad job, you know? But a job's a job, you have to work hard. I was working like 40 hours a week because I really liked money. And I had to do what I had to do. I've always been somebody who has a strong work ethic. And like, even though I hated my job, I didn't mind doing it most of the time. That being said, I've got quite a few stories, so let's get into that. Sit back, relax, and enjoy, and press the like button because I want you to. So like I said, my first job was in a grocery store, and something you learn very quickly working retail or a grocery store job or any job with the public is that people can be really stupid, and I mean really, really stupid. It was a pretty common occurrence at least 3 times a day for me to find a cart full of meat and milk just sitting randomly in the middle of the aisle. I don't know how long it's been there, but basically if it had been out there for more than 20 minutes, we had to throw everything away. And when I say this was happening 1-2 times a day, I mean it. And I guess my question for these people is, why get a cart full of expirable goods just to leave it in the middle of the aisle? Like, are you really in that much of a hurry? Oh man, I got a doctor's appointment at 4, better go load up my cart with eggs, milk, and meat so that way I can leave it in 20 minutes. It just never made sense. And the fact that this happened all the time, you know, I guess maybe once in a while your kid gets hit by an ice cream truck or something, you gotta leave your cart in the middle of the aisle. I guess it's fine. But how does this happen all the time? Is it a really common occurrence that people love to waste meat? Maybe it was PETA getting back at us for selling animal products. I'm not really sure. But all the time, people would just leave their carts with expirable goods in the middle of the aisle, and then I would have to clean it up. What would be worse is sometimes people would leave their carts in their parking lot, which is like, you paid for your groceries, you got them to your car. Why not just put them in your car? It's not difficult. I'm really gonna stick it to the man. I'm gonna give them $300 for all this milk I just bought, and then I'm going to leave it in the parking lot so that way it's ruined forever. But the real worst part is, in Las Vegas, it gets to be like 115 degrees in the summertime, which means cold goods don't stay cold long. And one time, these people left their cart in the middle of the parking lot, you know, and they had a lot of milk. And something that you need to know is when milk heats up a lot, it gets gassy and it explodes. And you know who always had to end up cleaning up milk explosions? Me. If you've ever had to clean up a 115 degree milk explosion that's been sitting in a parking lot for 3 hours, let me tell you, the smell is awful. I'm not even kidding when I tell you that they wouldn't even let me wear a mask, okay? Like, they just wouldn't. They'd be like, no, you don't need it. I'm like, yeah, there's rotten milk exploded everywhere. I'm not doing this pro bono, okay? I better get a fat bonus for this. I'm not playing games out here. And don't even get me started on entitled soccer moms, alright? I happened to work at a grocery store that was in the middle of a really rich neighborhood, and I cannot begin to explain the entitlement that I would see out of these people. Like, soccer moms would just push their cart to me and be like, take care of this. I'd be like, you're welcome. All right, Deborah, I'm sorry your husband left you and is cheating on you with your secretary. I know your life's being really difficult, but the least you could do is say please and thank you, okay? Your Escalade won't cover up the fact that you peaked in your early 20s and everything has been downhill ever since. That might have hit a little bit too close to home for some soccer moms watching this video, and I didn't mean it. But real talk, people would treat me like I was a slave just because I worked at this grocery store and they were a soccer mom. Like, I get it, you know, your kid's in kicking and screaming. Will Ferrell's probably coaching him to do soccer or whatever, but that doesn't mean you're any better than me. Not to mention, these girls could never park, alright? Part of my job was I had to go in the parking lot and collect shopping carts, which is terrible, by the way. Asphalt in 115 degrees is sweaty and miserable. But I'm telling you, the soccer moms that were always driving these $100,000 SUVs never knew how to park them. Taking up 5 parking spaces. Sometimes they would just park in the handicap spot. One girl, this is crazy, a soccer mom, had the guts to park sideways across 2 handicap spaces because she didn't want her new Escalade to get scratched. Like, you know what, Helen Keller, I know you're in a wheelchair and you're blind, but park in the back because mommy just got a new SUV and it cost a pretty penny, so I'm not parking back there. That's all on you. Like, these are the type of people that I was dealing with on a daily basis. Not to mention, I don't know what exactly was going on with my coworkers, but they'd all had a little bit too much pride to be working at this grocery store. One of them got a tattoo with the name of our grocery store. And I don't know about you, but I've never loved a business enough to get my name tattooed on it. Like, man, Walmart's really killing it, man. I'm really just gonna get a Walmart tattoo to show my gratitude for this company. People are weird. People are really weird. But after dealing with soccer moms all day, you would think, you know, our management would have our back. No. Our managers were the worst people ever. They would just throw you down in front of the bus as hard as humanly possible anytime necessary. This next story is something that still makes me mad to this day. One day I was stocking shelves with headphones in because that's what you do. We were allowed to wear headphones as long as we were stocking shelves because it's more important to get the stock up than it is to deal with people. And usually, you know, when you see someone with headphones in, you leave them alone because that's just what you do. If someone has headphones in, it doesn't matter. And if people were gonna interrupt me while I was stocking shelves, they would usually tap me on the shoulder, "Excuse me, do you know where this is?" And that's fine, you know, I'm totally cool. Because, guess what? That's nice. If you're gonna tap me on the shoulder, "Excuse me, I know you're busy, can you help me find this?" No problem, no hesitation, absolutely. But one day, I'm sitting here stocking shelves, probably listening to, I don't know, something edgy. Let's be cool here. I'm listening to like Screamo, okay? I wasn't really, but you guys get the idea. I have to act like I'm cooler than I actually am. And this lady grabs my shoulder and twists me around and is like yelling at my face, and I can't hear her because I have my music turned up. So I pull my headphones out and she goes, "Hey, idiot, where's the bread?" And I respond with, "Okay, that was pretty rude. It's on aisle 6. And she's like, "What did you just say to me?" And I said, "Well, that's pretty rude." And she's like, "What do you mean that's rude? You work here. It's your job to help me." And I was like, "Yeah, but you could be nice about it. You didn't have to grab me on the shoulder and pull me around like I'm a rag doll." And I guess this lady was just having a bad day because she goes, "All right, well, we're going to go find your manager." And she grabs me by the arm and starts trying to drag me down the aisle towards the front of the store. And I don't know about you, but I ain't getting manhandled by no creepy old woman, okay? Liver spots on your hands, those things might be contagious. So I just pull my arm away, and I guess she's like, "Oh, you just attacked me." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? You know we have security cameras that can see that you just grabbed me, right?" And she's like, "Well, your job is mine. You're getting fired today, blah, 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 blah." And thankfully, there was a cool manager working, okay? So she goes up there, and she's talking to the cool manager. And the way these grocery stores worked is there was a manager and then there was a manager that was always at work. And so my manager has my back and is like, "You can't grab people and drag them up to the front of the store. That's not how it works. Like, if you have a complaint, you can file it, but you can't, you know, grab the kid and then be mad." And she's like, "Well, I wasn't rude. All I did was ask for help." And I said, No. You grabbed me, spun me around, and screamed at me for help and told me that it was my service to help you. And like, it is, but you could just be nice. It's not hard to just be a nice person, okay? Like, I was a 16-year-old kid working in a grocery store. You really think it was my job to wake up every day and be rude to you? No. Like, I'm sorry that I didn't serve you the way you wanted to be served. But you could have been nice about it, and I probably would have been better to you too. And so my manager has my back, and so she goes, "Well, let me see your manager." So my manager comes out, and he says, "Oh, I'm so sorry that Ryan was rude to you. We will handle this immediately." Sends me home for the day and makes me apologize to the lady. I didn't apologize, by the way, but he's in my face. He's like, "You need to apologize." I'm like, "I'm not going to apologize." And he's like, "Well, then you're going to get written up." So I took getting written up because I'm not going to apologize to a lady that was rude to me for no reason. But that's the type of stuff that would usually happen. If the customer was wrong, it didn't matter because the customer is always right in their eyes. Like, I'm pretty sure a customer could have actually stabbed me with the key to their BMW and I would have had to apologize for walking into their key. That's the type of stuff that would happen at this store. Like, one time, a coworker of mine was in the parking lot moving around carts, got hit by a car, and our manager apologized and gave the guy who hit him coupons. You're not hearing that wrong. My friend got hit by a car and the store apologized. How does that work? "Oh man, I'm so sorry that you ran into our worker. Here's a coupon for a free piece of meat that you'll probably leave in the cart and leave expired milk in the parking lot anyways." I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about people that work at these jobs, but every manager I've ever had just makes me actually want to jump out of a window. I've had one other job since, and my manager experiences weren't any better, but I've got a few more stories about this place, okay? Never work at a grocery store, that's my experience. Something else that would happen is people given any power whatsoever would go on these massive power trips. And I've already talked about bad managers, but there was these like positions that weren't really positions, you know? Like, it was a magic badge that was basically like, "Oh, good work, here's a gold star." So there was an assistant CSM, which is basically the manager that was below the manager had an assistant manager. They didn't get paid more. They didn't really have any power. It was just a title that they were given to make them feel better and make people stay at the store. And people would use this power, okay? Like, I remember one time, this lady was in the break room and someone wouldn't get off the couch and she's like, "Well, I am an ACSM. All right, yeah, you're an assistant to a manager's assistant. Okay, Dwight Schrute, you want the kid to get off the couch because you have a job that means absolutely nothing? Like, that's like being like, "Ugh, Scrubby did tell me I'm the #1 subscriber, so you guys need to vacate the lunch table immediately." Don't do that. You just look like a jerk. I mean, really, you're assistant manager at a grocery store and you're gonna abuse the people that work below you? Like, what's the point of that? You don't look cool, you just look lame. Moral of the story is, it's not that hard to just be a decent person, okay? Don't be rude to people for no reason. Don't grab kids that you don't know by the shoulder and yell at them because they don't want to help you find the bread because they're busy. Don't apologize to people who hit your workers with their car because that just doesn't make any logical sense. And most importantly, don't get too invested in the workplace, okay? I worked at that job for a year. I have all these stories from it, and not once was I ever massively emotionally invested. Why? Because I knew it was just a job. I showed up, I worked hard, and I went home. And that's what's important when you get your first job. Don't get involved in drama, don't get involved in the politics. Show up, get paid, go home, and I guarantee you'll have an easier time. It has nothing really on the amount of stories I have from when I worked at a movie theater, so if you guys want to see stories about the movie theater that I worked at, be sure to comment down below. Let me know if you guys are interested in those. And yeah, on that note, guys, hope you all have an incredible day. I'll see you guys next time with another video. I'm gonna go hit someone with a car so I can get some free meat coupons. Have an incredible day, and remember, don't get anyone pregnant, and if you do, make sure they're hot. I'm out. Peace.